How's it going, guys? So, do we have some news today? Jagex has just put up something on Twitter that I feel like would be very, very interesting for quite a lot of you people. Now, RuneScape 3 is a game that I talk quite a lot about in the way that I feel like there should be a lot more players to this game. However, I have made videos in the past talking about advertising, talking about people joining the game as a new player, and really just the player base as new players just doesn't seem to be as big as it should be, considering it's a free mmorpg that is regularly updated. It has really, really good PvE, and it's just a game that should be doing better player-wise, player count-wise, than it actually is at the moment. Now, I made a video recently, like I said, talking about things that they could do to maybe increase that, or just things that I wish that they did do. And some of those things I talked about was advertising. Now, advertising isn't exactly what we're talking about today. However, some of you may have already heard that Jagex is now putting RuneScape onto Steam. Now, having RuneScape on Steam would be such a good, and I think such a great move for them to do. This game, having new players coming into it, would be incredible. And this to me is really good news. Now, obviously, Jagex has obviously noticed that the player count in this game should be higher, could be higher, and putting it on Steam is probably going to fix that. But is there a few issues with this, and is there anything we should probably discuss about it? There's a few things that I wanted to talk about putting this game on Steam, whether it got new players or not, and just sort of discuss the topic as a whole. This is probably going to be a video where the background footage is completely irrelevant to what's going on, so if you don't want to pay attention to that, you just want to listen, then go ahead and do that. However, this is going to be quite an interesting topic in my opinion. So, RuneScape is a game that has been exclusive to its own website from the get-go. I believe it was on Funnel at one point as well. However, other than that, it was basically its own website, and then now it's its own client. You would basically see ads very minimally some places. A lot of them were scam ads, and you wouldn't really get much in the way of advertising for it. Maybe old school RuneScape, seeing as that's the bigger game, but RuneScape 3, which is the game I play, just really didn't get that much advertising, and it was all played through its own client. However, as of October 14th is the date that's been confirmed, we will be able to access this game through Steam. I do assume that it will download the client for you anyway, just like a lot of games that have their own clients do. It will probably give you an installer to install the client through Steam, and you can launch it through Steam. However, you'll probably get the basic RuneScape client through that anyway. I'm not sure if for old school RuneScape, if they are putting this on Steam as well, that this will probably not allow you to use third-party clients, but if you know about those, if you're using those, then you probably not need Steam anyway. So, what does this mean for RuneScape? What does putting it on Steam do? The game, like I said, doesn't have a huge player count, and I feel like putting it on Steam is their move to bring newer players into the game. There's a lot of people who look through the mmorpg category on Steam. Obviously, Steam is a massive, big platform to advertise your game on, to have it set there, and if you filter by mmorpg, I do it quite often where I'll go in and I'm like, I fancy playing a new MMO, but I don't want to pay for one. If you go in there and press free to play games and it's an mmorpg, RuneScape will be on that list. It will be one of the ones that do move up the list with downloads and things like that, and it will bring a lot more interest to this game. So overall, I'm incredibly happy that Jagex have done this. There is, however, a couple of concerns that I have for them doing this. Really, really hope that they have taken these into account. So, any of you guys who currently play RuneScape 3 probably know how bad these servers are. There's a lot in this game, there's a lot on these servers, and it does lag when you get probably 300 plus people on one world. If you have a world where there's about 300 plus people, you will probably struggle to go and do a boss that's high level, where you need very quick reaction times, say Telos, Araxi, or AOD, places where you're going to need to pay attention quite a lot and have pretty decent connection to the game to give you the reaction times that you do need. However, if there's a lot more players coming into this game, one concern that I do have is, are the servers going to be improved in some way to make it so that if we do pull in some massive amount of players, even if it's just another few thousand that are online at the same time, the worlds are going to start filling up, and if they all reach above that 300 point, people are going to struggle to find a world where they can safely go ahead and do bosses like Telos, and it's going to cause some issues with lag and delay and things along those lines. So hopefully this is something that Jagex has taken into account, because as much as I would absolutely love this game to get so many players and come and like join up and see all the worlds full again and hundreds and hundreds of people, even thousands of people on all these worlds spread across, I feel like they need to make sure that these worlds are going to support that many people, because as soon as people join, there's just going to be people leaving as well. Because if you're a new player to a game and you've heard great things about it, you want to try all these things, but then you notice that, hell, there is just so much lag and things that you need to deal with, you're probably going to leave. Now that brings me into my next point. People staying in RuneScape 3. Now, I have probably had easily 10 people that I personally know try this game out, from me recommending it to them and saying, guys, I would absolutely love you to try this game out, and then we'll play together and we'll do this. But they get in and they give it a good shot. They give it maybe like a day or two where they're trying to play through the tutorials, getting through all the beginning bits, and the new player experience kind of just lets it down. Now, obviously, this isn't the sort of game where you want your hand held because you can do so much stuff, but I feel like there needs to be something at the beginning of the game that lets people understand what goals they can do or leads them in the right direction. Obviously, the new player experience has gotten better than it used to be. It teaches you now about smithing gear, it teaches you about getting all your resources and killing stuff, but the abilities and stuff is something that's quite confusing for new players. And I feel like as soon as that tutorial ends, as soon as the game lets go of your hand, it may be a little bit too soon. I've had people say this exact thing to me. The tutorial ended, and I had no idea what I should be doing. And unless they've got someone there saying, do this, do this, do this, they genuinely are just like, why am I doing this? What's the point of me doing this? Why am I stood mining this rock for 4 hours? Like, this isn't the sort of game that you want to have a full-on storyline to, where it says you have to do this, you have to do this. Of course not. That's not the game we love. However, I feel like it does need to sort of let people set goals a little bit better, maybe give people options of what other people tend to do, what a good baseline is. I just feel like there needs to be something. Obviously, I'm not a game designer, so this isn't something that I could say 100%, but maybe you guys can go in the comments actually and share your thoughts on what this could actually be fixed with. What do you think the game should do to keep new players interested a lot more and actually keep people in our community? Because obviously this game being on Steam is going to bring people in. At least I really, really hope it does. However, if it does bring loads of people in, but then they don't stick around, I would love to see them come, but I'd hate to see them have to leave as well. So hopefully Jagex can maybe consider that as well, and hopefully people do start sticking around. This game with a really big community, again, like it used to be, would be absolutely incredible. I'd love to see more content creators for this game. I would love to see more people enjoying it, more people consuming the content, more people getting in there and working on these bosses and realizing that this game has some of the best PvE mechanics in any MMORPG available. Hopefully Steam does do something about that for this game. However, come October 14th, we will probably find out. We'll see what the player counts do. We will see how the worlds cope with more players on there, and hopefully there is something going to be on Steam to maybe push people to join. Hopefully the servers can cope. Hopefully people do stay, and hopefully this is a step in the right direction for the game that we all love and have played probably for far too long. Anyway guys, there's not much more I wanted to say. I just wanted to sort of share the news that Jagex have put this onto Steam, and hopefully the things that have gone through my head are things that have interested you as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe to my channel. If you've not heard of my channel before, if you are new, then maybe check out the other videos that I do have. I'm currently doing a Razer from scratch on mobile only series, so you may enjoy that. A lot of people seem to be enjoying it. And of course, guys, thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. See you later, guys.